Greetings, Miss Christie. Today we're going to be presenting to you our Imperial paper using the ecological footprint model to link to the quality of life of Jakarta citizens. Before we start, I'd love to introduce our authors. There's Ratih, me, Jessica, and Sergio. Our research content is as follows, with 5 chapters that will be explained one by one. First, I'll talk about the background and issues. Jakarta's high population density and rapid growth rate strain the city's resources and infrastructure. This necessitates efficient and sustainable urban development strategies to ensure a high quality of life for present and future generations. The ecological footprint concept provides a framework for contextualizing human environmental impact. Government scale action needs to be taken on these issues, but individual actions are also important. Thus, our study focuses less on the obvious physical impacts of high EF on the city's structural environment and more on the perceived quality of life that the residents of the city experience daily. So, from this, our research questions are as follows. Does Jakarta's rising ecological footprint significantly impact the quality of life of its citizens? And if so, what are the underlying factors contributing to this impact? Our research design employs a quantitative approach utilizing extensive literature analysis, detailed data analysis, and a survey-based methodology to assess the impact of ecological footprint on Jakarta's citizens' well-being. Limitations to our method include the inaccurate location of respondents, as well as the risk of our respondents not understanding the topic of discussion. Next, we will move on to literature review.
So now let's discuss the literature review. Under the context of ecological footprint, we believe that ecological footprint has a significant correlation to urbanization. Our statement can be supported by these two authors. It is stated that the increase of population creates consequences on many socioeconomic circumstances as ecological footprint and quality of life correlates. For our second hypothesis, we believe that urbanization has a significant impact on the quality of life. This hypothesis is supported by research from Kazamzadeh et al. From 2013 and Verhofstadt et al. From 2016, stated that urbanization refers to activities such as transportation, land use, and resource consumption at core areas, which leads to an ecological footprint. Lowering ecological footprint is important and beneficial to improve the quality of life. And referring to quality of life, we believe that the quality of life in Jakarta for its citizens is heavily impacted by rapid urbanization and a high ecological footprint. Based on research from WHO, quality of life refers to how a person perceives their current state of satisfaction towards life, culture, or values. And research from the floor et al. Stated that due to the increase in urbanization by population, it results physical changes to an area, and in comparison, rural areas are assumed to have lower ecological footprint as they also have a different opportunity cost. So after the literature review, this is the result of our research conceptual model. With the increasing amount of ecological footprint, it indicates the rise of urbanization happening, which impacts the quality of life in that area. In here, ecological footprint plays a role as independent variable, urbanization as mediating variable, and quality of life as dependent variable. Next, the methodologies will be explained by Sergio.
Okay, let's talk about the methodology used for this research paper. For this research paper, the Likert scale was used to measure our variables. Respondents use a 5-point rule scale to indicate how strongly they agree or disagree with our statements. Initially, the scale had 33 questions. However, during the survey research, 5 of them were eliminated due to concerns over its validity and reliability. But in the end, we have 224 data samples in total for our analysis. And in this study, we use convenience sampling. And after examining measurement models and structural models, tests for validity and reliability, collinearity, hypothesis testing will be conducted. Now let's begin talking about our results and the discussion around it. Firstly, when it comes to loading factor, although 0.7 is widely thought to be the best score, loading factors ranging from 0.6 to 0.7 may be used in exploratory investigation. But within our test, all the factors that we have scored above 0.7. This suggests that the three main research factors are highly related to one another. Consequently, this suggests that the study design exhibits a high level of dependability in the correlations among our variables.
Conversion validity and reliability. We use this test on our three variables: ecological footprint, urbanization, and quality of life, measuring the Cronbach alpha, composite reliability, and the average variance extracted to see our survey's internal consistency and external consistency. All variables pass the success criteria of being above the range of 0.5 to 0.8. This means that our survey questions were internally consistent, and our survey results relate to outside surveys with the same variables.
With this figure, a higher R squared value suggests that the model provides a better fit to the data. However, it doesn't necessarily mean the model is a good predictor, as it may overfit the training data and perform poorly on new ones. So the 0.913 and the 0.873, respectively, indicates that this model has a strong sustainability and stability levels. Similar thing with the positive Q square, where it indicates the predictive power beyond the training data. And a value close to 1 suggests good predictive ability. And with our results coming in at 0.521 and 0.531 respectively, is a good enough indicator of the predictive power of the model.
To create a test that could validly predict the effects of EF, we must add quite a few questions. However, because of that, there may be some redundant or duplicate questions that are phrased similarly. A VIF score of 1 indicates no correlation, while a score above 5 means they are highly correlated. Because all of the VIF scores shown are between 1 to 3, we can conclude that our regression model does not have too much multicollinear interference.
For our last figure, the p-value is the probability of the observed or more extreme findings if the test hypothesis is true. And because of this, the p-value that we have, which is close to 0, refutes the research overall null hypothesis, which holds that there is no relationship between the quality of life for Jakarta citizens and the impacts of their ecological footprint.
Our analysis revealed a significant correlation between Jakarta's ecological footprint and citizens' perceptions of their quality of life. The survey data showed reliable measurement of the constructs, and hypothesis testing led to the rejection of the null hypothesis, indicating a significant impact of ecological footprint on Jakartans' quality of life. Now, on to the conclusion with Ratih.
So, to conclude, our study provides evidence that ecological footprint inversely affects quality of life in urban areas, and this aligns with the existing research and expands the quality of life based on WHO group's definition and include environmental sustainability, and our findings have implication for sustainable urban development policy and practice. And for our recommendation, it includes policymakers should promote sustainable urban development that balances ecological footprint and quality of life, encourage the adoption of sustainable practice such as the use of environmentally friendly products and technologies, raise public awareness about the importance of environmental stewardship, and for future research, investigate how to enhance human well-being in Jakarta while reducing environmental impacts, focus on sustainable habits, eco-friendly technology, and environmental stewardship, understand the collective influence of these factors on urban ecological footprints and quality of life. That is all from our group. Thank you for listening to our presentation.